Hey everybody, it's Lo and welcome back to my channel, Lo Without Limits. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cauliflower fried rice. It's so simple and easy, as well as dairy-free and gluten-free. So if you want to see how to make it, then just keep watching. For this cauliflower fried rice recipe, it makes about 3 servings. So really quickly, let me just go over the ingredients. You'll need some riced cauliflower. You can get it as little pearls that are just like in the refrigerated section at like Sprouts or Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. You can get your own cauliflower and rice it yourself, or you can get frozen cauliflower just because it lasts a little bit longer. Red onion that you'll be chopping up. Some garlic, you'll just need a few cloves of this. Carrots, you can get whole carrots, baby carrots. To make it easier, I got shredded carrots and I'll just chop them up a little bit more. Shallots or green onions. Peas, again, I only really found frozen peas when I was at Sprouts the other night, so just some frozen peas. And eggs. On the blog post that I have of it from a few months back, I put 3 eggs, so it's 2 egg whites and 1 whole egg. But to give it a little bit more protein and just make it a little bit more dense, I'm gonna be using 4 eggs. I might just do 2 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. I'll kind of figure it out once I get to that. And it's not fried rice if it doesn't have soy sauce. But to make sure that this is gluten-free, soy sauce actually has wheat in it, so it makes it not gluten-free. So to keep it healthy for, especially my body, I have organic coconut aminos. These ones are from Trader Joe's and it tastes just like soy sauce. Okay, so for the first step for this, I'm going to be scrambling up the eggs. So to make them scrambled, you obviously need to mix them in a bowl. So I went with 3 full eggs and 1 egg white, so I used all 4 of the eggs. And while I'm mixing it up, I'm gonna just turn the stove on. I'm just gonna make it all in this pot back here. So I'm just gonna get that warm while I start mixing. My eggs are now all mixed and I'm just gonna scramble them up like how you would regular scrambled eggs in the pot. While the eggs are just, being scrambled as you go, you can start chopping up all of your vegetables. So I'm gonna be using 5 shallots, and for this first part, I'm gonna chop the green part and leave that off to the side, but I'm really only the white part from the light green to white is what I'm gonna chop to add to the mix. I will also be using 3 garlic cloves. I know on my blog I say 2, but I really like garlic, so I'm just gonna use 3 for this time. And once your eggs are all done cooking, just take them off the heat and stick them in a bowl. And you'll just let them set while you're cooking everything else. I'm also going to be cutting my shredded carrots into just smaller pieces. And lastly, a little bit of red onion. I feel like one of those food choppers that you can get on the kids fundraisers would be really useful right now. So this is all my veggies. The white part of the shallot / green onion, the garlic's under there, my carrots and red onion, and of course we have the frozen peas, but you don't need to cut those up really. I'm going to add a little bit more avocado oil to the pot. Now right now I have the heat a little bit more than medium. I'm just gonna put it, for me I have a low through high, 8 numbers, so I'm just gonna put it on 3. It's a medium low. So I'm going to add the green peas. And for this, the recipe on the blog, and even just right now, I'm not gonna give you oh, use a cup of green peas, use this much of whatever, because it's honestly what you like. If you love green peas, add so many more. If you're not a huge fan, maybe add in more carrots or more onion. This is just personally what I like. So right now the pot is on medium low. And I want a lot of green peas. I want it to be very vegetable heavy, even though it is cauliflower fried rice, just to get as many different colors and as many different vegetables and micronutrients as I can. And once those are all kind of melted in there, well, not melted, but defrosted, I'm gonna add in the rest of my vegetables. And once they're all in there, I'm just gonna let them stay in there for a few minutes on medium-low and kind of saute and just really like get softened and like let all their flavors out with each other. And in the meantime, I'm gonna use those few minutes to just clean up my mess. And also I have the green part of the green onion / shallots again, and I'm gonna also chop those up for when the fried rice is all done. Okay, now that my veggies have been just like sauteed a little bit, I'm gonna take my cauliflower. This is super icy. This is my first time doing it with frozen cauliflower, by the way, so we'll see how this looks. Now that the cauliflower is in the pot, as you can see, it's just a brick of cauliflower because it's frozen. I'm gonna try mashing it up a bit. I'm also gonna put the stove up to like medium-high. Maybe a little bit more towards medium. And I'm going to cover it, and I'll have it covered, and every minute or so, I'll just give it a stir around to make sure it all gets mixed in. Okay, so since it's been about 2 minutes since adding the frozen cauliflower into my pot, after covering it up, it's a little bit higher than medium and just kind of mixing around and hitting it. It's finally all broken up. It's a bit mushy because it was so frozen and did have ice to it. But I mean, it'll still work. I'm just mixing it around, and again, I'm gonna cover it back up, and I'm probably gonna do this for about 5 more minutes. Every minute, just kind of mix around until you see that everything's pretty baked together. Now I'm about 3 minutes in, still gonna do 4 more minutes left. But while it's cooking, I'm gonna add in my coconut aminos. And again, if you don't have a gluten intolerance and you're fine with soy sauce, you can just use soy sauce. I like a lot. Now it's been quite a few minutes. I was just mixing it every minute or so. And all of the coconut aminos are like well mixed in there, so it's giving that cauliflower like a little brownish look. I'm gonna take the scrambled eggs that I made earlier and put them on top. And make sure those are well mixed in there as well. And having the eggs in there is just adding more protein, and it's just gonna make it so much more filling. And once everything's cooked, your eggs are in there and mixed all up, you can just take it off the heat. And once it's off the heat, those green part of the green onions, you can just mix right on top. And then mix in there. And there you have cauliflower fried rice. Again, this makes about 3 servings, so usually when I make it, I'll have a serving right then and there, and then I'll save the other 2 for work lunch. I did just have breakfast, so I'm gonna save all of it for work this week, so that way I have lunch Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And it stores really well, and all you need to do really is stick it in a microwave for like 30 seconds to a minute to warm it up, and it's still so good. It ended up turning out pretty well with the frozen cauliflower, although because it started off very moist and liquidy because of the ice on there, it wasn't my favorite way to go about it. So I think next time I do it, and this is the way I have it in the blog post too, is with just the cauliflower pearls. I got them at Sprouts and I put them in my food processor to make them even smaller. Or if you have your own cauliflower and just want to food process it to make it into rice, I think having it fresh, it makes it much easier making this, but of course, it is cheaper to buy frozen. If you're not gonna make it right away, it's easier to freeze something versus having it go bad in your refrigerator. So doing it frozen isn't the best way, but as you can see, it is possible. And now for storing it, I'm gonna let it cool a little bit, especially before I stick it in the refrigerator, because that moisture, if it's hot and then gets steamy in the refrigerator, will just make it gross again. but I'm gonna put 1 serving of it in this container. This is the container that I always make my lunches like that I'm gonna take to work the next day in. And then all the leftovers will just go into another Pyrex. And then as obviously for each lunch, I'll just stick it in my lunch container. Well, there you have it, my simple, easy, dairy-free, gluten-free cauliflower fried rice. I also have the recipe in my blog, which I'll link down below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you made the cauliflower fried rice, let me know in the comments, and also let me know what you want to see more of on my channel. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I'll be uploading a new video every Wednesday. Until then, see you next time.